A 7-2 win for Lando Norris as he opens a 24-point in the championship race. What a race it was for the Brits in São Paulo, Brazil, as they stormed to victory. A dominant weekend for the Brits, as it was yet another interesting weekend for Lando Norris. There's plenty of story from the Brazilian Grand Prix as we now count down officially to three races to the end of the Formula One season. Not the same can be said of his teammates, talking about his McLaren teammate, Oscar Piastri. But what a driver is that man, Max Verstappen, almost replicating what he did last year in Brazil. And for one man, just, of course, at 21 years of age, Kim Antonini finishing second. An interesting day in Formula One for the Italian youngster. The Bishop joins me as we look at what transpired, of course, in Brazil. So it is now 24 points.
Wow.
24.
Sickening. Like you said, big win for Lando Norris.
Massive win.
Big one. Very big win. For Piastri, it looks like they just kissed the title goodbye. Norris dominant from start to finish. Finished on pole during the qualifiers, was quickest on the sprint as well. And also did a fantastic job as well, in the race by going all through from pole to win it. Over the course of the weekend, you can see that he got a total of 33 points from the qualifiers to the race proper. And of course, that increased the gap, 24 points off that man, Oscar Piastri, his teammate and his latest rival. And for Verstappen, 49 points. That's huge. Going to just two more races.
Three more races to go.
With some 5 points to grab. So it's huge. Very big win. Maybe it's reminding me selling that it's not over for Lando Norris.
What it means, if you finish ahead of Max Verstappen,
just finish ahead in
the next race. No, if Lando Norris right now finish ahead of Max Verstappen in the next race, it is over for Max Verstappen. Because it means that with just 50 points to play for and in the last two races, if he finishes ahead of him, he could open up the graph.
Even the two DNF, if he may be able to close up. That's how bad it is. Even with the DNF, he won't be able to close. If he finishes ahead of him, gets something points. And let's assume he wins the two races and he gets the DNF. That's 50 points. He's champion. The only closest person who could still have a goal is Oscar Piastri, who's got 24 points. We don't know what the plan is. But like you said, he looks out of sorts. But looking at the bigger picture, I think Verstappen had a good race. Like we did say, he started from 17th, to finish third. And don't forget, towards the end of the race, he had a go at Antonelli to see whether he could finish second and maybe cut the gap a little bit. But it wasn't to be. Antonelli had a fantastic time. I think his second time he's been in the podium this year. For a young
19 years of age, just to correct, he's 19, not 21.
A young teenager. I think I listened to the Wolf after the race, and it was all praise for the young guy, saying this is the reason why they had faith in him and decided to have him. He just signed a new deal to keep him as one of the driver again for next season, and he's showing why he's the Toto Wolf and the Mercedes team is having proper trust on him. What a race he had, I tell you. And to finish second for me, behind Norris was a fantastic race for him.
Well, fantastic race for Kim Antonelli, finishing second behind Lando Norris. It just tells you one thing. The boy saw the opportunity and clearly took it. So before we go to Max Verstappen, because we'll talk about him, let's talk about Oscar Piastri.
Sad, man.
Mental block?
Yeah.
What's happening with him?
I think, first of all, at the beginning of the
What's
race,
really happening with Oscar Piastri?
He was given a 10 seconds a 10 seconds punishment. They say it was him being the one who was culprit for the clash between Leclerc and, of course, is it Antonelli at the beginning of the race? I'm trying to remember in that earlier on the race where Leclerc unfortunately had to retire DNF. It was a bad day for Ferrari as well. 2 DNF, both for Leclerc and Lewis Hamilton. They couldn't finish the race. And that racer who didn't finish was Bortoleto. He also didn't finish the race as well. But like I said, fantastic for Lando Norris. From where he was to drive his way up, and the fact that he gave it a go towards the end. Piastri gave it a go towards, and he went to finish fourth. It was him and I'm trying to remember the guy who finished fourth. It was a big battle. Leclerc, I beg your pardon. It was a big fight.
So George Russell.
Thank you, the Mercedes driver. It was serious. It was feel that he wanted to finish. I think by the back of his head, if he still feels that this title is not over, it's not really over. And but we wait and see. But again, fantastic race for Piastri. I think he gave it a go for where he was to finish fifth. It's not a bad race. But like I said, the point keep piling up because Lando Norris has set his eye on the ball and it looks like he's not looking back anytime soon. I know the players started from the qualifiers when they picked up those 10 points. I was like, wow. somebody else could have picked up those points and make it look somebody else, not Lando Norris, because I for one am a big fan of Piastri, but picked up those points and never looked back. It was never in doubt that he was going to win the race.
Now, Max Verstappen, driver of the day. Now started in pit lane. In fact, 17th.
Exactly.
Last season, in this same Brazilian Grand Prix in São Paulo, he started 16th.
I won the race.
And went on to win the race. Now, this season, he started 17th, but could not win the race, but he finished 3rd.
Yeah.
Now, if he had not finished this race in podium places,
over.
You could have been saying it's automatically over right now, because of course that man talking about Lando Norris would have dusted him.
But give it to Antonelli. I think they gave us a fight. Antonelli and Verstappen. I think he chased Kimi all the way. I don't think he could have done any better than against Kimi. It was better towards the end of the race. It was power. Both of them were wanting to finish at second. For Verstappen was about staying in contention for the title. For Kimi was about redemption, trying to prove to his management that he's the guy for the moment. So it was a chase, a big chase for me. Unfortunately for Verstappen, he had to make do with, of course, with third, but it's not a bad race at all. We already knew at mid-season, we already gave it to Piastri and Lando Norris Cup, how well their cars have been this season. They've been untouchable. They've been fantastic. Come on, man. For a team like Ferrari to have two of their drivers, get a DNF, they couldn't finish the race. And to finish from 17th and pit lane to end up winning, even despite having a punctured tire, it's a big race for Verstappen. I think he had a great time, even though it wasn't, again, may not be good enough for his title aspiration.
Well, may not be good enough for his title aspiration as it stands. Verstappen is now 49 points behind championship leader, and a man who looks like he's now favorite to go on to win the title, talking about Lando Norris. Nanto, with 3 races to go, 75 points up for grab. Is it now Lando Norris championship to lose? Now, back-to-back wins for Lando Norris. His 17th podium finish in 21 race. This season. He's finished 7th win.
Yes,
and he's finished on podium 17 times. This season. And 7th win, level with his teammate, talking about Oscar Piastri, with Max Verstappen on 5, and I think, is it Leclerc or Russell on 2. Now, only 4 men have won races this year in the Formula 1. Can he win number 8, number 9, or possibly number 10?
It's possible, but again, I still don't think it's gonna be Uhuru for Lando Norris. I still think it's still a 2-horse race. Maybe I'm thinking with my heart, not my head. 24 points is huge in Formula 1. But again, one DNF could just be what it takes. One DNF for Lando, and then Oscar wins and he's back on top by 1 point. So you can never say never. I still think it's not over yet. It's looking all Lando Norris at the moment. He's got the momentum. He's won 2 in 2. He's won 7 races so far. 17 podium finishes. Everything he touches him to be talking to gold. And the guys who should be chasing him are not doing as well as they should be. Like we saw Piastri finish 5th this time around. So he's his title.
5th last season. 5th last week. 5th again.
It tells the whole story. So for me, you can't bet against Lando Norris now, but I still think it's going to be a 2-horse race between the 2 drivers from the same company. I don't think Verstappen will come close to break it. He could try. The best could finish second, for my opinion, but I don't think he can win the title.
Well, Fernando, you want to ask something?
I want to ask something. Also, for Mercedes, they leapfrog Ferrari in the Constructors' Championship as well. After the 2 DNF for Lewis Hamilton and of course Charles Leclerc. Good race for George Russell. We told he finished 4th as well, and Kimi as well. Kimi Raikkonen finished 2nd. So they now are both there. So we know the constructors are over with McLaren already champion with 756 points. Now Mercedes at 2nd with 398 points. Red Bull now dropped to 3rd. Of course, with 360 for Ferrari. Also 4th, 362. So those DNF for Ferrari has
cost them.
Pushed Mercedes to 2nd, the constructors. And it's looking like it's not really a bad day for Mercedes at all.
Well, it's not really a bad day for Mercedes in this one, but massive one for Lando Norris. 17 podium places this season in the Formula 1, the most by any of the drivers. It just tells you why he's up there. Oscar Piastri is on 14, with, of course, Max Verstappen on 12. 2 more podium places in the Formula 1, and it looks like it is done and dusted for Lando Norris. Can Lando now keep it tight with 3 races to go in Formula One, they now head next to Las Vegas, in the United States for race number 21 before heading to Qatar.
Race
Doha.
number 22.
Race number 22, I beg your pardon. Before they head to the Qatar Grand Prix in Doha and then end it in race number 24 later in December in no other place than Abu Dhabi. Abu Dhabi is the place to be when Lando Norris becomes the Formula One champion. I am happy. I am a believer of Lando Norris, and I believed that it will be Lando Norris.
I think for Donald, it's Christmas coming early.
Of course, Christmas very early for Donald also. And it is now Lando Norris' race and title to lose. Congratulations to the Brits driver. Congratulations to, of course, McLaren this season. They've been absolutely brilliant on all fronts, giving us the race of the season, not giving us a lead driver or a supporting driver, letting the two men go for themselves and letting the best driver emerge victorious. And that's the story from the Brazilian Grand Prix from São Paulo. We now head from São Paulo where we have a winner, which is Lando Norris. And up next, the train moves, or of course, the cars,
the speed up.
The speed up.
Yeah. And
they head to Las Vegas. Whatever happened in Las Vegas stays where?
It stays in Las Vegas.
In Las Vegas. Off the pitch, brought to you by Azar Studio.